Hello students, I am Suvarna Paranspe from Deccan Education Society's DES Secondary School. Today we are going to study the climatic conditions of Brazil and India, chapter number 4. To understand better the climatic conditions, let's move on to the presentation. The climate of any region is affected by its physical features and the ocean surrounding it. So these are the two factors that affects the climate of a region. Well, students, to understand the climate of Brazil, we will observe the map of Brazil showing the combination of chloropith map and isopleth map. The chloropith map is a color combinations of blue color right from light blue to the darker blue, whereas the lines which are joining the places having equal temperatures called as isotherms are called as isopleth map. Now let's observe the map of Brazil. We know equator passes in the northern part of Brazil and the Tropic of Capricorn passes in the southern part of Brazil. Now, as the equator passes through the northern part of Brazil, low pressure belt is formed in this area. A low pressure belt is formed in this area. So, high pressure belts from southern and northern hemispheres. Now, these winds are shown with the help of these arrows. These winds are also called as trade winds as they blow from southeast and northeast in both the hemispheres. These are actually the prevailing winds. These winds are obstructed by the escarpment over here and the Brazilian highland in the northeastern portion of Brazil. These winds, when they are obstructed, they cause orographic rainfall in the coastal region. These coastal region you find the darker blue color is maximum rainfall occurring over here, which is a orographic type. Now beyond the highlands, as these winds pass beyond the highlands, the effect of the winds reduces and hence rainfall is minimal over here. Now these areas you find it is lighter color. Now the graph over here shown of the average annual rainfall, less than 500 to greater than 3000 millimeters. So this area you find the Brazilian highland, beyond it is receiving rainfall less than 500. So this side of the Brazilian highland is called as leeward side, and hence a rain shadow region is formed which is called as drought quadrilateral. Now let's see the temperature of this map. We find the isotherms joining the places having equal temperatures. So the maximum temperature we find near the equator, that is 28 degrees Celsius. It reduces over here because of the altitude of the Brazilian highland. And down south to the Brazil, we find it is 18 degrees Celsius. So this is the isopleth map of Brazil. Now, as we know, the vast latitudinal extent of Brazil, it also experiences wide range of climatic variation in climate. This is what this map indicates, the variation in climate. Now, let's move on to see the whole of Brazil, its physical features. We find the equator passing through the northern part and the Tropic of Capricorn passing very near to Rio de Janeiro. This place is called as the Brazilian highland, and this area is called as the Amazon basin. Because it is lying very near to the equator, throughout the year the temperatures are the same and they receive rainfall for the whole year. This is the line which is drawn from the northern part of Brazil, that is from the Andes mountains of over here, till the southern part of Brazil. This line is dividing, or it is taking a cross-section from north to south. This is a cross-section of Brazil's physiography in your textbook. We see from 5 degrees north to 25 degrees south. That means this portion is the equator. We find the cross-section from the Andes Mountains, the Amazon Basin, the Paraguay-Parana Basin, the Brazilian highland, and the coastal areas. Now, if we see the rainfall in millimeters, we find the maximum rainfall in this region and the coastal region because of the escarpment. The trade winds are being obstructed at these escarpments, so you find in the coastal region maximum rainfall, that is 1200 millimeters. Now this rainfall, as it passes above the Brazilian highland, this area receives very less rainfall, and you find over here it is 600 millimeters. That means the drought quadrilateral is located in this area, and this area is also called as the leeward side of the Brazilian mountains. Now, as these winds pass again ahead, they carry moisture with them, and the Amazon basin receives rainfall more than 2000 millimeters or so. And as these winds again are obstructed by the Andes, you'll find the rainfall is there about 1600 millimeters. So this is the range of rainfall which we see in Brazil. Now, let's see the temperatures. Because of the altitude we have seen on the map, the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. On the highlands, the Brazilian highland, the temperature reduces to 23 degrees Celsius. Again, in the Amazon basin, we find the temperature is somewhere 28 degrees Celsius. It is because the equator passes through this, and there you find hot and humid climate throughout the year. Again, the temperature reduces till 21 degrees Celsius on the Andes mountains. So this is the difference of temperatures or variation of temperatures in Brazilian highlands and the Amazon basin. Now, let's see the 4 cities located in Brazil, which have been shown in your textbook with the help of a graph. The first one is Manaus, which is located very near to the equator, but far away from the ocean, but it is in the middle of the Amazon forest. So here the temperatures are but very hot and humid. The next city is Belém, which is very near to the equator but on the coastal line. The third one is Rio de Janeiro, and the fourth one is Porto Alegre, which is to the south of Brazil. The Tropic of Capricorn passes through very near to Rio de Janeiro. Let's see the graphical representation of temperature and rainfall. We saw where Manaus was located. It has a humid and tropical rainforest climate, as it lies 200 miles south of equator. The March is the month with most of the rainfall. Maximum rainfall you find in March. This place has hot and humid climate, and 2 seasons only are observed over here, that is hot and wet. Highest temperature is in the month of August, September, and October. So this line represents the highest temperature. The blue line represents the lowest temperature. If you see the difference in the highest and the lowest temperature in this city, it is very minimal. And February is supposed to be the coldest month with maximum temperature of 30.4 degrees Celsius and minimum of 23.1 degrees Celsius. So this is the climatic condition and rainfall of Manaus. Now let's move on to Belém. You find Belem very near to the equator, but it is on the coastline. It has a tropical climate. Rainfall is significant as it rains during the driest month too. Warmest month is October. You find this month to be very warm, and March is the coldest. This is found to be the coldest month. Let's move on to Porto Alegre, which is very much found in the southern portion of Brazil. It rains throughout the year in this area. Warmest month is January. This is the warmest month with 30.5 degrees Celsius as the maximum temperature, and lowest is 20.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest month is July. This is the month which is coldest. April is the driest. August and September is the most wettest month. So this is what we see, the rainfall and temperature in the city Porto Alegre. Next, let's move on to Rio de Janeiro. It has a savanna type of climate, hot and humid summers and warm winters, as it is a coastal city. So you find rains throughout the year. So this is the graphical representation of annual average temperature and rainfall. Now let's know why these things happen, and we will understand the geographical explanation of the same. The vast latitudinal extent of Brazil experiences wide range of climatic variation. The area around equator experiences hot and humid climate, while near Tropic of Capricorn, climate is temperate. Brazil gets rainfall from southeast trade winds and northeast trade winds that was shown on the map with the help of the arrows. These winds are obstructed by the Brazilian highlands extended up to the northern coast and the escarpment, and cause orographic type of rainfall in the coastal region, which is at the windward side. Beyond the highlands, the effect of these winds gets reduced so that the rainfall also reduces. This region receiving minimal rainfall is called rain shadow region and is called the drought quadrilateral. The northern part of Brazil near the equator experiences hot temperature which do not vary much, and hence differences in temperatures are negligible. Near the equator, the winds move in vertical direction and the convergence zone of the trade wind is weak. Hence, tropical cyclones rarely visit the coast of Brazil. This is the most important point related with climatic condition of Brazil. This happens at 5 degrees north and south of the equator, where we find the winds are blowing in vertical direction, and where they converge, these winds become weak. Now, because of this, there are no cyclones visiting the coast of Brazil. Most of the part lies in the tropical zone, that is between equator and Tropic of Capricorn. Average temperature in the Amazon Valley is 25 degrees to 28 degrees Celsius because it is very near to the equator, and you know direct sunlight falls over there. The whole year it is raining. Temperature differences is very minimal, that is 25 degrees to 28 degrees Celsius, and receives around 2,000 millimeters of rainfall. The coast experiences mild and humid climate due to proximity to the sea and receives 1,000 to 1,200 millimeters of rainfall. Now, let's study the map of India and its climatic conditions. This map again shows the combination of chlorophyll, that is rainfall, and isopleth map, that is temperatures. In this map, we can see these lines which join the places having equal temperatures. In the north, we find the minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. In the south also you find the 20 degrees Celsius. It is because of the altitude over there. Now India has got varied altitudes and the oceans. They both affects the climate of India. Now these lines in the central part of India joining the places with equal temperatures somewhere 26 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature you find in the plateau region of India, that is 29 degrees Celsius. So these are the lines showing the isopleth map, that is temperature variation in India. The colored map shows the variation in rainfall, starting from less than 500 to maximum 4,000. Now these are the coastal regions where you find the Western Ghats, the Sahyadris, where they obstruct the winds coming from the Indian Ocean. Now these arrows are showing you the winds traveling towards India. They are the monsoon winds, south monsoon winds. As they travel from south, so they are called as south monsoon winds. You find the darker region in the eastern part of India too. Now this area is mostly very hilly areas. So the winds which travel in this manner, they are obstructed by the hills over here. So you find maximum rainfall in these areas. The name shown over here, Maisunram and Cherrapunji, these two places experiences maximum rainfall of 1100 millimeters. Now, India's climate is monsoon type and the sun rays are perpendicular up to the Tropic of Cancer. You know that the Tropic of Cancer passes through this area. As a result, average temperatures are higher throughout the year. Also, temperatures increases towards the south. In winters, the temperatures drops down over here till minus 40 degrees Celsius in Jammu and Kashmir region. And here the altitudes are also very high. The diversity in climatic conditions of India are due to the latitudinal location and the altitude of the place. Latitude location, right from here till here, this is the latitudinal location from the north to the south, plus the altitude of this country. The Indian Ocean and the Himalayan range exerts a great influence on the climate of India and the origin of monsoon. So the monsoons that we are experiencing are being traveling from the Indian Ocean. Now, very cold winds blow from the north, from the Tibetan Plateau. They are the cold deserts up over here. Very cold winds blowing from the north are obstructed by the Himalayas over here. Similarly, the southwest monsoon winds are also retreating from the Shivalik. Now, these monsoon, when they travel, they are also obstructed by the Himalayas. So, they just turn round from the Shivalik range and come down. So, they are called as the retreating monsoon winds. Because of high temperatures in summer, low pressure areas develop in Punjab plains. Now, this is the Punjab plain over here. So, here what do we experience? High temperatures in summer. So, low pressure areas develop in Punjab plains and the Thar deserts. This attracts wind coming from high pressure region in the Indian Ocean and which starts blowing towards the mainland of India. These moisture-laden winds bring rainfall coming from the Indian Ocean. Because of the obstruction caused by the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats, it rains more in the coastal area. So this region receives maximum rainfall over here. Now, these winds, when they cross the Western Ghats, they reduce because maximum of the rainfall has been showered onto the coastal region of the Western Ghat. Now, as they move towards the Deccan Plateau, these winds, when they cross the mountains and they are on the leeward side of the hills, the rainfall reduces. So generally you find there is very less rainfall in this area because they have already been obstructed by the Western Ghat. The rainfall is maximum over here. This is the windward side of the Western Ghat, and this is the leeward side of the Western Ghats. Now, these winds blow parallel to the Aravalli Hills. Now, this is the Aravalli Mountains, which are running from north to south. Now, these winds, when they travel, there is no obstruction over here. Rather, they blow parallel to the Aravalli Mountains. As a result, rainfall is low in parts of Gujarat and Rajasthan. So this area receives no rainfall because there's nothing to obstruct these winds, because these winds flow parallel to the Aravallis. Later, these winds move towards the Himalayas. Now, these moisture carrying capacity increases. Now, as they are traveling from here, they do carry moisture along with them. And once they reach the Himalayas, there the moisture is being dropped down, or orographic type of rainfall occurs because of the natural obstruction of these Himalayas. These winds return from the Himalayan range. Now they are obstructed by the Shivalik ranges over here. They return from here again, and their journey starts retreating. While blowing from the northeast towards the Indian Ocean, these winds bring rainfall. Now, as these winds are being obstructed by the Shivalik, they move down like this. And when they cross the Indian Ocean, again they are full of water vapor in them, and they bring rainfall again to some part of the peninsular India. This is the retreating monsoon season in India. In general, the climate of India is hot throughout the year. Now, as the Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of India, India is considered to be in the tropical region. So, India faces natural disasters like erratic rainfall, droughts, cyclones, floods, etc. Now, let's see, they have shown the graphical representation of 4 cities of India. They are New Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Chennai. Let's talk about Delhi. Delhi is far away from the oceans. So, this graph of maximum rainfall you see in the month of July, August, and September. In the month of August, you'll find maximum rainfall that is 250 millimeters. Whereas the temperatures are, the minimum is 5 degrees to 20 degrees. So 20 degrees is maximum when there is a minimum of 5 degrees. So this place, that is Delhi, has a varied variation in maximum and minimum temperatures. So minimum temperature you find in the month of Jan, Feb, and March. And maximum temperature you find that is still 40 degrees Celsius in the month of May. So this is about the climatic condition of Delhi. So here in Delhi you find extreme climates, extreme hot and extreme cold. Now let's move on to Calcutta, which is located very near to the coastal region. Here also you find maximum rainfall in the month of June, July, August, and September, which is nearly 800 millimeters, whereas in Delhi we found maximum was 250 millimeters. maximum and minimum range of temperature is also negligible. That is, it is maximum humid because it is very near to the ocean. Now let's move on to Chennai. Here we find Chennai receives 2 times rainfall, one in the month of June, July, that is from the southwestern monsoon winds. And this area, that is in the month of October, November, and December, they receive rainfall from the retreating monsoon. So during this month, the maximum rainfall is 400 millimeters. Again, Chennai is also located at the coastal area, or rather it is a coastal city. So temperature differences are also very minimal. So maximum temperature over there is 40 in the month of June, and minimum temperatures are found in the month of January and February. But the difference is hardly 10 degrees of difference between maximum and minimum. Let's move on to Mumbai. Mumbai is on the western coast of India. Same goes with like Chennai. Here we find Mumbai is also having maximum rainfall in the month of June, July, August, September from the southwestern monsoon winds. Mumbai being on the windward side of the Western Ghats, it receives maximum rainfall. Temperatures are also not very different. The difference between the maximum and the minimum temperatures are also minimal because it is very much located near the oceans. So this is how we have seen the average annual temperature and precipitation of the 4 metropolitan cities. So let's see the geographical explanation of India's climate. The Tropic of Cancer passes through the middle of the country, hence, average temperatures are higher throughout the year. Temperatures increases towards the south as it lies in torrid zone, whereas temperatures drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius in the mountainous region of the Himalayas. India lies in the region of northeasterly winds. The latitudinal location and the altitude are the most important factors for diversity in climatic conditions in India. The Indian Ocean and the Himalayan ranges influences the climate and the origin of monsoons. Himalayas obstruct the cold winds blowing from the north and obstruct the southwest monsoon winds which are coming from the southern Indian Ocean. Due to high temperatures in summers, low pressure areas are developed in Punjab, plains and deserts of Rajasthan. These attract the winds coming from high pressure regions in the Indian Ocean, which starts blowing towards the mainland of India. The moisture-laden winds coming from the Indian Ocean are obstructed from the eastern and the western Ghats. It rains heavily in the coastal areas. Now this rainfall reduces in the leeward side of these Ghats. Now Gujarat and Rajasthan, as we have seen on the map, receive low rainfall as these winds are not obstructed, but these winds blow parallel to the Aravallis. Hence you find the deserts of Rajasthan are located on the western side of the Aravallis. As these winds move towards the Himalayas, they carry moisture and orographic type of rainfall occurs because of natural obstruction of the Himalayas due to its altitude. Now these winds start their retreating journey from the northeast of the Himalayan range towards the Indian Ocean. Now these winds bring rainfall again to some parts of the peninsula because when they travel from the northeast, they are crossing the Indian Ocean, they gather moisture from these ocean, and again they are obstructed on the eastern coast of India, and so some part of the peninsula receives this rainfall. Well, students, by seeing this presentation on climate, we have understood how the variation of temperature and rainfall are caused by the location and extent of these two countries and nearness to the ocean and the altitude of each country. Thank you.